All right, so I made some repairs to that Homelite XL870 that I ported, and I made an adjustment to the way the chain sharpened. But as long as everything checks out here today, we're going to compare it to the Holtzfforma, which is a clone of the Husqvarna 395, and kind of see how they compare. So it's, the old vintage Homelite that's been ported up, and see how it compares to a stock form of the Holtzfforma 395. The 395, I've only ran it one other time, so this is only going to be the second time I've ever ran it. We will put the same bar and chain on both saws, which will be the same square chain that's I'm going to run on the Homelite. We'll run that on the Holtzfforma as well. So let me go over here, grab this Homelite, get her fired up. Probably have to do a little bit of tuning. We'll plow into this wood right here, work at getting it tuned up, and as long as everything's progresses accordingly, this should actually be the final tweaks of this saw. It should be done at this point, so hopefully. And then we'll kind of see how things go. Alrighty, so hopefully the Homelite's done, and this is going to be the final tweaks. All the repairs hopefully should be made. I had to replace the fuel line and everything. It was all leaky and all that stuff, so hopefully everything's good now. Let me go get her and get her fired up. Alrighty, let's see if she starts up easy this time. Might have to pull it a few times. We'll see. Somebody had asked me if, it's got that vintage saw vibrations now that's ported, and it does. That's one of those things you kind of get used to. You know what I mean? Pretty much all these vintage saws get that vibration. So let's see what happens here. I can already tell a difference in the way it's running. It's a lot cleaner. I gotta flip the camera around here. Can you hear it? The tune's a little bit louder this time. Probably got some leaks taken care of. I think she was sucking air in that fuel line. right, there she is. We're going to take that bar and chain off, switch it over to the Holtzfforma, and basically do the same thing. We'll give it a couple of tune-up cuts as well, and just to make sure everything's good. I think the Holtzfforma is going to be faster, but we'll see. All right, we're into the 395 now. Definitely probably going to have to do some tuning. It's only the second time I've ever ran it. It don't even have a half tank through it. What else? Probably not much to explain, I guess, really. Let's fire it up, make some tuning cuts, and we'll take it over and stick it in the big piece of wood. Alrighty. Alright, I'm happy with that. Let's see what she does in the big stuff. I'll be honest, I don't know if I can tell a difference. We're about to find out. Alright, time for the moment of truth, right? I can't tell a difference. The Holtzfforma felt better, but it might just be because it's a modern saw. It's a lot smoother, you know what I mean? I'm going to sit down in my chair here, put them side by side. We'll throw the video together, and I'll come back in a second and see what she comes up with. Alrighty. it. Which one's the winner? Well, this video basically shows you how much the human factor can take a toll, can't it? So on the Homelite, the first cut on the Homelite, it was a pretty nice cut. Whereas the Holtzfforma, I kind of had a spot there where I kind of hesitated in the cut when I was kind of dogging it and leaning it and everything. And it kind of flip-flopped on the second cut. So I could have, figured out the fastest cut from either saw and then compared that. But, this is just as much a human, a human factor is just as much a play as anything. So I figured, let's go ahead and leave it and kind of show it in this form. You know what I mean? I think the Homelite and the 395 are pretty evenly matched. The 395 definitely feels better, but they do seem to be, the feel of them, they feel about this pretty close as far as torque and RPM and everything is concerned. So if you're kind of curious to know how much power this Homelite's pulling out, about the same amount as a stock Holtzfforma 395, I'd say. I'd say they are pretty close. I'd say in some situations the 395 will come out on top, and some the Homelite might come out on top. It just kind of depends on the situation, really. Same bar and chain and everything. So, yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with this video the way it turned out. It kind of shows the human factor, So, anyway, hey, I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll catch you in the next one. Later.